Hello everyone, this is TJ with Robinhood Coins, and today we are hunting 4 boxes of quarters. For today's hunt, we are looking through circulated boxes of quarters, so we are looking for silver, West Points, proof coins, there's several error coins that we're looking for, anything to add to our collection, and hopefully we find something really good for the Robinhood Coins giveaway for this video. As always, to enter the giveaway, just comment on the video, and we'll use a random comment picker to pick the winner. So with that, let's get into these rolls. We are working on roll number 36 of box number 1, and we have our first find. It is a San Francisco proof. Let's see what it is. All right, let's see what this is. It is cool to find a proof. I do not find them very often. And it's a Glacier, 2011. Very nice. It's been in circulation, you could tell. It's pretty dinged up. The fields are no longer as reflective as they used to be, but it is still a proof. I don't find them very often. It'll go good in the folder of my collection. And we also found over the past couple of rolls a 1972. It's in decent shape. Better than I normally find them. Figured I'd share. We are working on roll number 18 of box number 2, and my brother just found our first West Point of the night. Let's see what it is. All right, here is that West Point that he found, and it is a San Antonio Missions. That is great. 1 West Point so far after a box and a half almost. Thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
We are on roll 31, and I have another find. It is the Arches 2014, and it's a San Francisco NIFC. This is not a proof because it doesn't have the frosting. I found one of these before, so this is very cool. And then also, a couple of rolls ago, we found this 1982. I saved the 1982 and the 1983 when they're in really nice condition. This could be better, but it's definitely nicer than I find. Just because in the red book, those 2 years are a little bit higher price value than the years around it. The very next roll, roll 32, and I think we may have an In God We Rust. We'll have to check this under the scope. Here is the Kansas State Quarter. It's a 2005 Philadelphia under the scope. And as you can see, that T is almost non-existent. You see some raised metal right here so that you can tell there was a T there or supposed to be a T there. And the G is even almost all the way gone as well. And this happens because there was grease in the die, so the strike didn't get a good strike. But if you take and you move it to get more light, like at a different angle, down here in the corner of the scope, you can start to make out the ghost imprint of the T. But still, this is a pretty good example of that In God We Rust error, missing the T and even the G being very, very weak. Probably one of my better examples. We are on box number 3, and we're on roll number 5, and we might have a foreign. I remember I've gotten one of these before. I can't remember what it is, but the reeds are much different, but it really looks silvery. When you're opening up that roll, the first look is, wow, I got silver, but I really don't think it is. I think it's a foreign. Let's check it out. Yep. Cayman Islands. It's a foreign. 2005. I'm 99% sure I have gotten a Cayman Islands before. Very cool. Probably don't have that year, so that'll be good. First foreign of the hunt. We are working on roll number 40 of box number 3, and we have another West Point for the night. Let's see what it is. It's a War in the Pacific. This is the one that I get the least of. It's starting to catch up, though. That is great. God, you know what's ironic about that? I just got this one, the specific Denver, just a couple coins earlier. Very cool. Second W on the board for the hunt. We are working on roll number 11 of the last box, and I found another West Point right here. This time it is another war in the Pacific. I have already seen it because it was reverse up, flipped it over, saw that West Point. Got to love that. Third West Point of the hunt. That makes almost one per box if we can just get one more. I'm working on roll number 19, but my brother has a find.
Here you go, bro.
Thank you. And it's a West Point. Very cool. That's the second one you found tonight.
Yes, sir.
Got a lull. This is great. We are working on roll number 30, and my wife found her first W of the night. Check that out. Looks nice, too. Let's flip it over. What'd you get? And we have another San Antonio Missions. That is great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yay, I'm on the board.
This is roll 31. My wife just found that San Antonio Missions West Point, and I saw this one had a San Antonio Missions Ender, so I figured, you know what? Let's go ahead and open this one on camera and check out that Ender. Oh, it's a Philadelphia. I don't get those very often though, so that's pretty cool. Here's all the coins that we set aside to check for errors. We'll be looking for the spitting horse on the Delaware Philadelphia, looking for the extra tree on the Minnesota Philadelphia, the extra claw on the Alaska Philadelphia, the Kansas Philadelphia we'll be looking for in God We Rust, as well as the extra hump on the American Bison. We'll be looking for the extra leaf on the Wisconsin from Denver, and then the extra branch on the South Carolina Philadelphia. And then we'll be checking our 1976 Denver for the DDO, primarily on Liberty. Well, all we found was I don't even know if it's an extra claw. It's definitely extra metal in between the bottom two claws, but it's pretty common in this form. And it doesn't quite look like a full extra claw, so I don't think this is the error that several people in the community have told me about. But this is the closest thing that we found after looking through all those. Even though we didn't find any more errors, we still had that one error from earlier in the hunt, the In God We Rust error with the missing T and the very weak strike on the G. So that was cool. At least we had that one error. And here's the overall wrap up. Our first find of the night was that San Francisco proof, and it was a 2011 Glacier. Very cool. I am 99% sure we don't have this yet, so that was a good find for us. And then we had the West Point. I believe my brother found the first one, and it was a San Antonio Missions. And it's in decent shape too. That's really cool. And then I found that Arches 2014 San Francisco NIFC, not a proof because it doesn't have the frosting. And then that error that we just talked about. And then I found that Cayman Islands 2005. That was a really cool find. I like the Cayman Islands. We've been there recently, just a couple years, or last year maybe. And we really had a lot of fun there. And then we had another West Point. This time it was a War in the Pacific. Pretty sure I found that one. And then we had another West Point, and again, I had found a War in the Pacific, which was very cool. And then my brother found another West Point, but this time it was a lull. And then late in the hunt, my wife found this San Antonio Missions, again, a nice looking West Point right there. That was another great find. It was really cool to get 5 West Points in 4 boxes. As far as side finds go, I set aside the better condition 2010, 11, and 12 because they are lower mintage. Some of them even lower mintages than the 2009s. And I think down the road, they're probably going to be worth just a little bit more because of their lower mintages. But especially the Mount Hood, because I have very few of the Mount Hood. So whenever I find that one, I definitely save it. Vicksburg is pretty low for me. And any nicer condition 2012, besides the Denali. The Denali has a relatively higher mint. I also set aside a few of the 2019 Philadelphias that were in pretty good condition. Like, for example, this one right here is the San Antonio Missions. We primarily get Denver here in my area, so when I find the nicer condition Philadelphias, I save them. And then finally, I set aside some really nice looking state coins right here. Just wanted to show you a few of the ones that I found, just to see if it upgrades any of my folder or my daughter's folders. But look at that Alabama. That is just nice. Then we had a Missouri that was really nice like that. And then an Ohio, a few others. The Robinhood coins giveaway for this video is going to be a choice between these 3 West Points. As always, to enter the giveaway, just comment on the video and we'll use a random comment picker to pick the winner. And so one person that's chosen is going to have their choice between the Lowell West Point right here, this War in the Pacific West Point right there. Very nice. I love the West Points. And then finally, the San Antonio Missions West Point right here. Very cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button. It really helps our channel. If you like our content, hit subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you don't miss any videos or giveaways. And with that, we will see you on the next hunt.